Hi, in today's video, I'm going to talk about productivity. And though a lot is said about productivity and strategies and tips on productivity, I'm going to really break it down and help you understand when are you supposed to expect productivity out of you. There is a lot of stress on being productive. It's important to keep in mind that it is not possible at all times of your life. There are things beyond our control, and our duty is to understand what are the things in our control and exercise control over them. So let's get started. Productivity is being able to create something or do a particular task, making sure that it is of high quality and doing that particular task as quickly as possible. That is what is productivity. University of California did a study, and the data showed that the moment you get distracted or are derailed from the task that you're doing, it takes around 23 minutes on an average to come back to what you were doing. So if something distracts you, and like I said, that there are so many distractions out there in today's times, where there's social media, you're working from home, there are newer distractions at home that you're not used to managing. You're still learning to manage those distractions, right? Pushing yourself to stay productive and struggling through that journey. Instead of beating yourselves up, it's important to read about how you could get productive. There are a whole lot of articles online, and I'm going to list down some really beneficial articles below. The next is, why do we need to stay productive? The first thing that I believe is it really helps you to take out time for things that really matter to you. And sometimes it's important to relax, important to practice the hobby that you have. It's important to spend quality time with your family, your friends, and people around you. And doing your tasks and jobs, being by yourself, doing your stuff is important, but it's also important to socialize, interact, do other things around us which we completely forget and is never on our to-do list. So when we look at productivity, I like to see it as a 3-stage process. At each of these stages, we need to check on if we are productive. The first stage is we need to reflect productivity when we choose the task that we need to do. The second stage is when we assign the time to do a particular task. So the list of tasks that we decided to do, when do we do it? And the third place we reflect productivity is when we actually sit to do the task, or the how of the task. That's where we also need to reflect productivity. In today's video, I'm going to talk about productivity in the how. When you sit to do your task, how do you stay productive? The first thing is you need to have systems for the reoccurring tasks in your life. So there might be tasks that keep occurring on a regular basis. Maybe for me it is doing this YouTube channel which goes out every Wednesday. The other could be putting out content weekly, daily on my social media platforms, my lectures, making that lesson plan, executing it. So those are some of my reoccurring tasks. You need to identify your reoccurring tasks and make sure you devise systems. Now the app that I use to systematize my reoccurring tasks is Notion, where I'll be taking you through my systems that I have created for the reoccurring tasks in my life. And I'm also going to share some of the features that really interest me from this app. It took me some time to kind of understand this app. It might take a time and a while for you to crack this, but trust me, when you do, this is one of the most versatile apps that I have used. Okay, so I've got a lot of requests on how I'm using Notion. So here is my interface. Okay, so these are the 3 things we created, and we're just getting started on Notion. So this is something that we used previously when we had the content writer with us, and this is March, and I can show you is like a content calendar that we had. So we used a template. I'll show you in a while. There are a lot of templates that are pre-done, and you can just start using it instantly. This is one of them. This is the content calendar that we're currently using, myself and the VA. We don't use the previous one anymore. And here is the month of May, and the type of content: reel, infographic, picture, reels, infographic. This is how we went, and the topics that we made, and the date we wanted to publish it, what is the type. So this kind of helps me to kind of see instantly that reels are something that I need to work on and send it to her. So that's what I do. I would instantly get to know that this is my work to be done, and when it is to be published, and accordingly I start working on it. And we preset everything, she schedules it, and we're all set. There is also a personal space that I'd like to show you that I've created. So this is my Instagram and things like that. I'd like to show you YouTube. So each of this, once you write, becomes a page in itself, and you can open it. And this is where I write the title. Again, you can change the cover. This is the format I follow when I start planning any of my YouTube channel topics, and I kind of have made a checklist of my own that I follow. For each of the videos, I kind of see what is left and then accordingly do it. I keep ticking once I'm done. This is like a content published timeline, the date in which my videos have gone up. It's a nice thing to have, visually attractive. And this is the content creating steps and the kind of space that I use to kind of see what's going on. So here's the topic. This is the script of my first video, and so I created the script. Okay, so here's the script. This is the research that I did, and all that went into so much of content that I had done because I was so anxious about the first video. You can create your own templates. I'd like to show. So this is the template I'd like to show you. So each of these are separate sections. So let's say I go into marketing. This is the content calendar that I used a while ago that I showed you, and you can just go ahead, click the title that you want. I'm just typing something just for, and then this is how you go ahead. And let's go back. There is a habit tracker, each of the day, what kind of habit, and when did you do, when did you not. Keep exploring weekly agenda. So don't forget to explore the template that they already have. I hope this video of me using Notion and certain really interesting features on Notion excites you enough to go and explore it yourself. Do comment below if this particular video was helpful in understanding the nuances of productivity, and if Notion app really intrigued you and you're going to go and explore it yourself. Thank you.